Hello. Hello. Oyasumi. Hello. Can you hear me? Can you just say yes if you can hear me? Okay, cool. Cool. Really? Is it poor? Can others confirm if the video quality is poor? Because I got to upload this on YouTube. So if it's bad, then Mm, I think my internet is fine. I guess. Okay, anyway, just can you just like you all just start asking your questions because okay, just start asking your questions. Or do you want to know a little bit about what I've been doing the past few months because I was away. Mm, Is my video bad? But I don't know how to fix this. Okay. Anyway, so just a little bit of update about where I was and how I have been. So this okay. So this YouTube channel was basically like I created this to update people about MEXT and like application process about MEXT Scholarship. I was not very keen to put my life out there, like daily vlogs and everything, and not very good at it. And also, I'm not very good at. I don't have the time to edit and everything. So this channel was quiet for a very long time. But I see a lot of messages regarding MEXT, and they ask me how. नहीं पासवर्ड नहीं भूली थी मैं मतलब I didn't have time to update मतलब I couldn't update and everything but meanwhile Jay was very active so we um, we prepare this mentorship program and everything. So he was very active, giving updates about MEXT Scholarship and how to apply, blah blah blah. So what I've decided is I'll try to come live or stream live like every week so that I can answer your questions and help you out with MEXT. Okay. So yeah. So just a little bit of update of where I am right now. So I started as a MEXT scholar in 2022 in Kyoto University as a master's student, and then I extended my MEXT scholarship for PhD in the same uni, same professor, with 2 different projects. For now, I don't know what else is in store. Like I cannot really say a lot of things, but there are other things that I'm involved in. But yeah, so I'm continuing as a MEX scholar for now. Um, so I'll be taking some questions. There's a lot of information already about MEXT, how to apply, blah, blah, blah. So this year, the MEXT scholarship application will begin probably in April. Um, so, okay, let's just start with the questions. Is there any negative marking in the MEXT written exam? No, there's no negative marking. Uh, Okay, to Jay sent, yeah. So in his previous live, Jay sent a Google form for the mentorship program in order to update if there are any progress or any news about the mentorship program. So there isn't any so yet, but we will try to update if we begin our mentorship program anytime soon. How to prepare for interview? I think interview is heavily based on, yeah, I will save this live on my channel so you can obviously come back and see, and I also want to see what's wrong with the video and the audio. The interview process heavily depends upon the application process and like whatever you write in your application form. अच्छा पहले ये बताओ कि are you comfortable in Hindi or you're comfortable in English? Which language should I speak in, or both? Type करो, type both. Okay, ठीक है. Hindi for better understanding. Okay, then I will, मैं इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ें इंग्लिश हिंदी में समझा दूंगी और ओवरऑल मैं इंग्लिश में बोलूंगी. ठीक है, तो क्या क्वेश्चन है? डॉक्यूमेंटेशन प्रोसेस बहुत लंबा चौड़ा है. यू हैव टू लाइक एक चेकलिस्ट है जिसमें चेकलिस्ट में तुम्हें यू हैव टू फिगर आउट क्या क्या है, क्या क्या एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस के लिए लगेगा. फॉर एग्जांपल एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म, योर हेल्थ फॉर्म, योर 12th एंड 10th स्टैंडर्ड मार्कशीट, स्पेशली अगर आप यूजी में हो या मास्टर्स में हो, किसके लिए अप्लाई कर रहे हो, लेटर ऑफ रिकमेंडेशन, और क्या, लेटर ऑफ रिकमेंडेशन. एंड फॉर रिसर्च स्टूडेंट्स दे हैव टू check their research plan and field of study, वो सब करना है. uh, पता नहीं ही जा रहा है. Can you give me any tips on how to write a letter of recommendation? So the idea is that if you ask your teacher or professor to write a letter of recommendation for you, they are not going to be very detailed, and it will be a very basic letter of recommendation which may not give you uh, a lot of benefit when you're applying for MEX. So what I will suggest is write a draft of like a document with like salutation and the body, which जिसमें लिखा हो कि okay, so and so student has participated in debate competitions, is a bright student, and has, I feel that I truly believe that the student would be an asset to your university for the scholarship, blah 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 blah. And then just write a small draft, and when you go to your professor or your teacher to ask for their signature, just request them that I've drafted the letter of recommendation for you. Can you please add or make changes according to you, and just give me back. So instead of just going up to them and asking them मेरे लिए लिख दो, थोड़ा सा लिख के जाओ ताकि वो लोग उन्हें भी अच्छा लगे कि हाँ, कुछ लिख के लेके आया है एंड देन उसमें से वो कुछ चेंजेस करके that will be a good letter of recommendation. If I haven't given TOEFL or IELTS, should I send a medium of? Yes, if you haven't given TOEFL or IELTS like me, 16 years of education is in 16 or 14 years of education is in education in English language is enough for you to prove that you know enough English and to conduct your study in Japan. So you could either mention that or you could send the medium of instruction certificate to the embassy. That makes sense. I'm a NAT Q4 certified and have some certificates. Okay, great. So you can attach that to your, you can add that in the letter of recommendation. To which states do we need to submit our documents? So, like there is one embassy and there are several consulates. So you have to check from which state are you from, and then you have to apply to that particular consulate. And if you are from Delhi NCR or क्या बोलते हैं उसको? Northeastern states, then you have to apply. You have to send, or like Union Territories, you send it to the embassy, which is in Delhi. Okay, so if you applied for Nagoya University's G30 program for the undergraduate, how would the interview happen and what would they ask? So depends. If you're applying for the embassy recommendation, then first the embassy is going to take your interview process. But if you're applying for the university recommendation, or if you're applying, or if you need the letter LOA for the G30 program, then it will be conducted by the graduate school. So graduate school will either ask you to write a written exam or submit a, what do you call it, an assignment in maths and physics within, like, it could be a Zoom meeting, Zoom call exam, or they would ask you to turn in the assignment within 2 or 3 days, and then there will be an interview with the panel members, and they'll ask you, okay, why do you want to study in this program? What fascinated you to study physics? And they'll ask some basic physics questions. Yeah, that's about it. Southern states have the consulate, the Chennai consulate, I guess, if I'm not wrong. There's there's Mumbai consulate and the consulate in Chennai. There's Bangalore as well. Embassy of India. Embassy, yeah. So there's one, you have to apply there. What is what is a transcript? Transcript is basically mark sheet. There is certificate of graduation and there's transcript, which is your mark sheet. Same thing. What is different between NAT and JLPT, which is the best? I feel that only if the JLPT is like the most general one. So if you want to apply, probably you should, if you want to like know Japanese language, you can sit for JLPT test. It's much more general. It's easier. Yeah, and that's more popular and more valuable. But just to know that you don't need to know Japanese language you don't need Japanese language to get into MEXT. Just letting you know. I've applied to Hokkaido University ISP Physics undergrad program, and then it's interview. So, like in the interview, they'll ask you, please introduce yourself and why do you want to enter this program? What do you know? Is there some topic in physics that really like fascinates you? It could be quantum physics. It could be I don't know, electromagnetism, whatever. So yeah, and they'll ask you physics questions. They'll not probably ask you to solve questions online, but they'll ask you some basic theory, I guess, if I'm not wrong. If your university only gives CGPA of each semester in the transcript instead of copy of mark sheet that has marks of each paper, what should I think you should just send that as long as your CGPA is mentioned. Okay, great. If you wrote your statement of purpose in quantum physics, just be sure that you know everything about what you have written in the statement of purpose, because they'll ask you something about that. Try to also try to also read about the studies that is going on in Hokkaido University or whichever university you're applying to, related to quantum mechanics. Do you know any professors? Do you know what kind of study is conducted in that particular lab that you look forward to explore in the UG program or maybe in the masters? So just do some research about that. They mentioned that the last high school, yeah. So Um, another way to stand out, probably, if you have co-curricular activities, if you have been an active participant in certain activities, like even certain activities like maybe debating or Olympiads or something like that. Somewhere you can mention that. Probably, hi. What should I write in the past field of study? I just that I've done BSc. Yes, no, no, you just have to, you just cannot mention that. But if you have done your past field of study is what you have done in your BSc or whatever BTech, and it should include the projects that you have done. If you are doing any final year project, or if you've done some internship or research exchange or anything like that, you should mention that. Yes, it is like the yes, it's mandatory for MEXT. You need to testify. Like, thank you, Jay Japan. What's up? I was looking for pursuing masters in AI. I'm not able to find. Yes, it lies in information science, guys. If you want to apply for IT, computer science, AI, ML, everything is under information science. Um, MEX prefers a specific research proposal theme. So the research proposal theme should be like it's good that if you can give a title to your research theme. For example, if you it may not be the final research theme, but if you've thought of, you should not say, though, I want to do research in AIML. If there's any particular topic that you want to explore, you should write that. And if it is related to the in India, in like some, if the region of study is relevant to maybe India or Japan or both, or a technology that is being used in Japan or is has a potential to be used in India, then it has adds like more scores to it. So you can, yeah, I mean, it just helps. It's okay even if you haven't won debates. Even I participated. Guys, don't include your participation certificate, your original certificates, while emailing. You shouldn't include original certificates. Like, if you have participated in Olympia or anything, if you submit it to them, you're not going to get back. You're not going to get back those documents. Please don't submit your original documents to the embassy. Do we have to contact our professors by ourselves? Yes, you have to contact. So basically, like after you clear the interview, you'll have an orientation with the embassy, with the person in the embassy, and they will guide you as to how to attain a letter of acceptance. They do they do share an Excel sheet with the contact points of the universities. That could be basically the head of the department or like the department administration, student cell, or something like that. But you also have to look up for the professors that you, or like supervisor that you want to study with, like that you want to research, do your research under. So you need to send them the emails by yourself and wait for their response and see if they're interested to take you in. um yes, participation certificate भी value add करता है, but participation certificate दे मत देना उन्हें, वरना फिर तुम्हारे पास कुछ नहीं रहेगा. So yeah. Yeah, if you have applied PCB, if you are PCB plus NEET aspirant, depends on which subject that you want to apply for. You can apply for medical science, biotech, or any sort of those fields if you want to do research in those fields. Yes, through LOR. If you want to tell your, like, if you want to tell the embassy why you are what you are apart from your studies, it's in the LOR. The person who's recommending you should mention that, like, it's something that the person who's recommending you should write that you're good at so and so and so and so other things, and that's why you're a fit candidate. Yeah, if you're planning to do MBA. So, if you want to do MBA at Kyoto University, Graduate School of Economics or Management, you will go through the regular process. You'll go through the regular process and you'll enter as a research student. And then, with the research plan and everything, you don't need Japanese language or IELTS if your medium of education has been in English. Once you enter, but if you want to translate the research student tag to a regular MBA student, you need to give GMAT, and that GMAT score should pass the cutoff of what graduate school will accept. Yes, health certificate and LOR should be in printed form. I mean, how else are you going to submit things anyway? Mentorship course. See, we've been doing this mentorship program for 2 years straight. Like, we didn't begin this mentorship program to, like, earn anything monetarily or something. It was just to help people out. But and there have been students who have gotten into who have got the scholarship, and they're still in touch. Some of them are already in Japan, some are coming this year. So, but you should know that it takes a lot of time. Like, every year the people who are interested in this internship program increases, and we do not aim to promise that everybody would get in, because it's a competitive scholarship. But we are trying to help. And if we are going to start the mentorship program or not, it depends upon, like, where we are in our lives. For example, if we are doing a job, or we are in a 9 to 5 job in corporate ladder, it's very hard to do a full-fledged mentorship. So, let's see, let's hope. I hope you guys don't need the mentorship program, so you can just apply and get into MEXT just like that. Importance, agar IELTS hai, then it's a good thing, because sometimes University of Tokyo has some departments that require GRE or IELTS score. So if you have that, that's great. If you have N5, that's great, because if that's also great, because you can just, like, uh, flaunt that in your interview process. So yeah, it's a good thing. For the research proposal, problem statement is a must. The problem statement should have, like, you can give a topic to your problem statement and then explain. And then you can, in your second paragraph, you can write why, like, how are you going to do it. You don't have to mention the whole methodology, but maybe just give an introduction, whether it's an experimental work, whether it's like a work related to, like, simulations, or like a surveying, something like that. And then also give a timeline, like, how are you going to finish, how are you going to like do this research. Like, first year literature review, second year collecting data, reading papers, attending conferences, running the data, and third year writing a paper, presenting in conferences and getting results, proof testing, something like that. What do you think plays an important role in getting selected next? Your written exam. A lot of people, they probably, like, 60% of people already know how to submit their applications now. Where they kind of lose out is basically the written exam, because I cannot come and teach you physics and maths, right? So you have to prepare your NCRT level physics, maths, JEE Mains physics, maths, and then, like, apply so that you can pass the written exam, right? Okay, then you can explain how your research program, how your research field is, what you plan to do your research on is different from what other people are doing, and how will it be beneficial, etc., etc. So it's fine. So not so here electronics में क्या मतलब है यहाँ पे ड्रोन एंटी ड्रोन लाइक क्या बोलते हैं मिसाइल ड्रोन बहुत कुछ होता है ना लाइक आर्डिनो सो लॉट ऑफ पीपल अलग अलग टॉपिक्स पे पढ़ाई करते हैं सो रिसर्च इज रिसर्च आई थिंक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स का बहुत स्कोप है जापान में मतलब जापान इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स से ही चलता है लाइक जापान का रिसर्च एंड एवरीथिंग इज वेरी हेवीली लाइक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स बेस्ड सो इट्स अ गुड स्कोप internship that I did in Japan. Um, of course, if you have visited Japan before for any internship like Métis internship or something like that, that adds on to your weight. That adds on to the weightage that your application has. If you've done other internships, that as well, you can add that. Is UG worth it? देखो depend करता है कि अगर if you have done N5 और तुम्हें जापान आना है तो फिर इट डिपेंड्स मतलब कि अगर ये चीज ये ब्रेक जो है इफ यू कैन एक्सप्लेन दिस इन द इंटरव्यू आई थिंक इट्स फाइन एंड इफ इट्स वर्थ इट और नॉट ये तुम्हें ये लाइक तुम्हें डिसाइड करना है बिकॉज यूजी में पता होना चाहिए कि 1 साल लैंग्वेज पढ़ना होता है और 4 साल यूजी होता है सो इफ यू आर रेडी टू इन्वेस्ट दैट मच टाइम या फिर इफ यू वांट टू डू यूजी फ्रॉम इंडिया एंड देन मास्टर्स करने हैं, तो वो अलग बात है रिटन एग्जाम देखो N4 का एग्जाम है 16 डेज में तो एग्जाम के लिए अब मतलब पैसे दिए हैं तो अपीयर कर लेना चाहिए ठीक है पर अगर N4 क्लियर नहीं भी हुआ बैठ जाओ N4 के लिए अगर N4 क्लियर नहीं भी हुआ तो भी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है यू ऑलरेडी हैव N5 व्हिच इज गुड इनफ ठीक है बट प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर रिटन एग्जाम इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज रिटन एग्जाम नहीं क्लियर हुआ तो फिर अगले साल के लिए वेट करना पड़ेगा व्हिच इज नॉट वर्थ इट मुझे लगा इतने सारे क्वेश्चंस है बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस है भाई क्वेश्चंस ही नहीं है खाना खा लेती हूँ थोड़ा Hey Shupra, what's up? How have you been, bro? For masters, you have only English and Japanese, correct? Even if you don't know Japanese, you can leave the paper blank. Nothing's gonna happen. But your English, you cannot leave your paper blank. Please don't do that. अच्छे से लिख के आना. What's up, G? Nothing, just entering my YouTube era. Ouch. What is the difference between regular MBA and research student as IMBA? So you enter as research student, and like first 6 months where you get to study a Japanese language, and then like you don't enter directly into a regular MBA student unless and until you've given GMAT exam, okay, before. So you enter as a regular research student, and then for 6 months you study Japanese, you like work on your research plan or whatever, and you already have a supervisor assigned to you. And then meanwhile, in this 6 months, you give the GMAT exam, you apply, you get the score. If that score matches the cutoff is pretty high. So then you become a regular MBA student who can graduate in a year. Written exam का preparation अच्छे से करो. 13-14 years and 13-14 hours and 4 के लिए करने का जरूरत नहीं है. I mean, I want you to get into like clear N4, of course, but written exam is very important. Nobody's agreeing without IELTS. Can we apply for masters? Yes, I don't have IELTS. I'm I finished my masters and I'm doing my PhD. So you don't need IELTS because your research will be in English. I am not a computer science student in Japan. I'm a geophysics student, but I am pretty much using all the programming languages that is in this universe to make me a computer science student, just that I'm a geophysics student. Nobody is agreeing to write reference letter. Is- खोजो किसी को, find someone who will agree to write your research, like write a letter of recommendation. You need to be recommended. Written exam for research students का Delhi embassy में, हाँ, like Delhi embassy में नहीं होता, JNU में होता है. So you have to go to JNU, you have your exam center there, and then you are, um, yeah, you give your exam there. Sometimes you also have your interview scheduled on the same day. Which language I'm mostly using? I use like Python for visualization and code. I use cell shell scripting, and yeah, and mostly Fortran. Like Fortran is dead, but I mean we use Fortran sometimes, and like other things like signal processing, and yeah. So I work on earthquakes, so I need to use a lot of that. So if 3,000 students apply for MEXT, how many? So it's usually between like 30 to 35 every year, including UG, STC, COT, and PhD masters. So 30 to 35. Where is the written exams scheduled? It's in JNU, like JNU Delhi, the JNU college. JNU है ना? I'm not doing a job. I'm doing my PhD. Uh, of course, like if you want to do your PhD in GIS and environmental science, there is a scope because I applied under the environmental sciences section, even though I wanted to study like my research is geophysics. There's a lot of scope. Yeah, people actually do study. You can check out Nagoya University. I'm in seventh semester. I don't have teams. See, if you don't have your whole set of transcripts, you can still apply, and then when you get your, like, you apply with whatever transcripts you have, and then if you're shortlisted, they'll ask you for the remaining transcripts, and once you get it, you can like give it back to them. What is the tire of your college influence? Tire of your college influence, they do not matter if your transcript, if your like resume is really great. I'm not from a like IIT or NIT, but I did some internships and research. Like I got some research fellowships, IIC, the INSA fellowship, and everything else. So um, that was good enough. So yeah, you don't need a GMAT score right now. You can apply for MBA at Kyoto University with your research plan, and once you enter as a research student, then you give your then you apply for your then you appear for your GMAT and then become a student. Yes, so your written exam is conducted only in JNU. So people who are shortlisted, they need to travel. I hope that's clear. Yeah, I mean, you can like I did my undergrad and masters and PhD without any break. So uh, I'm 26, but mentally I'm still I would still call myself like 21 or 22. So let's keep it that way. Uh, when have you been to India? Last year? Weightage of research. Research proposal has a lot of weightage when you apply, because that's the reason they'll select you. The way, if the research plan is not good enough, why would they? Great. I think like if you have like, I also had two research internships, one conference, all like that time my conference paper was not out, but my project was great. So yeah, I think it's good enough. And the GPA is fine as well. Do I need to submit my CV to embassy? No, you don't have to submit your CV. Your application process, your application form has a lot of information which already has plays a part of CV, and rest past and present field of study. You should add your past research projects, your internships, your everything else in the past, and your research plan should be in the present, in the future, and the pres whatever you're doing in the present. If you're doing a job, if you are doing some working on a project, you should write that. I'm not from Noida. How much score? So the score for the written exam is never out. So you so whether you are going to get selected or not depends upon what is the average score of the students who are appearing. I mean, like if people can answer like 85% of the questions, then like the cutoff would be higher. So it's never really disclosed. Yes, it's good enough to stand out. Please, your application process, in your application form, you should be able to explain all these things in a very decorated way so that they know that you are good enough. Yes, you get like a 3 to 6 months of Japanese language training that you get in MEXT. That is normal. In Kyoto University, it depends upon your graduate school. You need to appear for an entrance exam for masters. Like for me, I entered as a research student for 6 months. I prepared for an entrance exam in the Department of Geophysics in Kyoto University, and made me solve questions from physics, maths, and earth sciences. And then I had to give a presentation with my research plan, and there was an interview. So it was a long process. Hi, Anamika. रिटन एग्जाम यूजी के अलग होते हैं और पता नहीं मेरा तो लाइक बिकॉज आई अप्लाइड ड्यूरिंग कोविड टाइम सो माइन वाज ऑनलाइन so you if you applied if you applied last year and you did not get the result for document screening, it's probably because they did not shortlist. Otherwise they send an email always. Yeah, you can apply for acting course. You please check the STC list of subjects that you can apply for in the STC section and see if there's acting. I think there's acting. हाँ बहुत पढ़ना पड़ता है. Please guys, if you are coming to Japan and if you're choosing the subject that you want to study, please note that you have to study. Skin कैसी clear? I drink water. पानी पियो पानी. What will I do if I don't reply? So the professors, if they don't reply to your emails, and if you've added their names in the placement preference form, please note that the placement forms are not final. So you can keep changing the names every time you submit because they ask you for the placement form every time. So it is possible that maybe you end up being with a professor whose name was not even on the placement form even once. So that's fine. The thing is that they want you to know. ये बकवास बातें मत लिखा करो तुम लोग. ब्लैक वाटर नहीं है, कॉफी है. इट्स कॉफी. कॉफी है कॉफी. पढ़ाई करना है मुझे अभी. सो स्कॉलरशिप में डॉर्मेट्री जब आप यूजी में जाते हो, यूजी, सीओटी आपको डॉर्मेट्री मिलती है फॉर 6 मंथ्स फॉर लाइक डॉर्मेट्री मिलती है। सो बट इफ यू आर गोइंग फॉर मास्टर्स देन डॉर्मेट्री काफ़ी लिमिटेड होती है, सो यू नीड टू अप्लाई एंड अपीयर फॉर लाइक द लॉटरी सिस्टम। अगर मिल गई तो अच्छी बात है, नहीं मिली देन देयर इज़ लाइक शेयर हाउसेस एंड एवरीथिंग एल्स, सो यू कैन अकेले रहना पड़ेगा वैसे तो, अप्लाई करना पड़ेगा, बट यू कैन ऑलवेज़ लाइक आई डिडन्ट गेट इंटो द डॉर्मेट्री लाइक मुझे लॉटरी नहीं मिली थी, सो आई लुक्ड फॉर अ शेयर हाउस बिफोर लीविंग जापान एंड मैंने बुक वुक कर लिया था। फाइनली जापान आई वेंट टू जापान जब मेरे पास शेयर हाउस था। सो व्हाट इज़ माय रिव्यू ऑन फूड इन जापान? सो आई एम अ वेजिटेरियन। After 3 years of living in Japan, I'm still a vegetarian, so I cook a lot at home. बाहर की चीज़ें उतना मैं नहीं खा सकती because there's a lot of like beef oil and everything else, so I cook at home. और vegan options भी है, but yeah. Uh, You can mail your of course, like I mailed my research plan to my professor. When I first contacted him, I sent him my CV, like resume and letter of acceptance, uh, like first screening information, the acceptance and the research plan. Yeah. Max CGPA required. Max CGPA 10. Minimum CGPA depends upon your score. Like if you are like a 75% person and but you have internships, research papers, everything else, I think they would still consider you. You can apply if you have that much marks. Best backups for MEXT. So the MEXT UG. So if you still want to study in Japan's University of Tokyo or some other universities have certain programs for UG. So you have to look up to that university's website and apply that. For example, Kyoto University has a special UG program for people who are studying civil engineering or environmental. So it's a special program, so you can apply for that. I know. Finding job in Japan is easy depending on किस type का job खोज रहे हो. If you are an IT student and if you are looking for internships in English, like where you don't need Japanese, it could be tricky. But if you're, I think it's easy for people who are from IT sectors like IT, AI, ML. There are first do internships and then from there you can get a job. You don't have to apply yourself for the ticket or visa. Everything will be coordinated by the embassy. So you just need to send your passport and then collect it, and you'll get your visa. Um, ticket भी वो लोग करके देंगे. You don't have to do anything. Best university in Japan for UG. I mean, all the universities in Japan are like of the same standard. So it depends upon you. Where do you want to live? Do you like countryside? Do you like city? उस पे होता है. And there's one request, please don't ask ChatGPT or DeepSeek or any other AI models to write your research plan because, I mean, they have those detectors like, and they will cancel your application if you do that. Um, मैं ठीक हूँ. I'm fine. I'm doing well. इंडिया में सबको मजदूर बोलते हैं. I am a civil engineer from from an Indian university. So I am bachelor's of technology in civil engineering, now doing geophysics. मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम कब शुरू करेंगे पता नहीं यार. देखते हैं, अभी टाइम नहीं मिल पा रहा है. ऐसे तो नहीं ना कि मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम चालू करके पैसे-वैसे ले लिए फिर पढ़ा नहीं पा रहे. ऐसा तो नहीं है ना. सो इधर इधर क्वेश्चन पूछो. थैंक यू. Best university for acting. I, maybe you should look up on Google. I have no idea acting के बारे में. They are like, I can't comment. I don't know. Um, कुछ खा लूं क्या? I'm not lazy. We're not lazy. I sleep like, I've been doing a lot of things. I sleep like 3 to 4 hours every day. I'm mostly in the lab and there are other things. So, बहुत कुछ है. I mean, yes, you can apply. No, if you have cleared your next interview from the embassy, only then you should contact your professor, because you get like a 2.5 month period from maybe July to September, mid-September, to look to contact professors, and professors are very active on in the like you in via emails. So don't contact them before you clear the interview. अरे यार क्या है ये? Yeah, Jay is a bit. Jay is like, of course, like Tokyo. I love Tokyo. That's true. Of course, there are more opportunities. Like there are more opportunities to study in like get internships there. Uh, yeah, I mean, choose at the end of the day. At the end of the day, choose the university that suits you. Minimum requirement for MBA, no. I guess like 65. I guess. कहाँ क्वेश्चन प्लीज? SSW क्या होता है? Yeah, I mean, uh, सुपर चैट नहीं नहीं मुझे नहीं मिल रहा है, मिलता है ये सब सुपर चैट वैट. भाई मैं यूट्यूब ही नहीं यूज करती, तो मैं कहाँ से मिलेगा मेरे को ये सब चीजें? डैम यूजी में भी बहुत भीड़. हाँ, आई मीन सी 2 साल पहले द रीजन वी स्टार्टेड दिस इन मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम इज बिकॉज मैंने जब अप्लाई किया था तो इतना उतने इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं थी मैक्स स्कॉलरशिप के बारे में. बट एवर सिंस लाइक आवर बैच हैज entered, like I have my closest friends like Jay and Anamika, like कैसे होता है enable? Oh, guys, I don't have the what do you call it? The criteria to get like AdSense or super chat, something like that. So viewership बढ़ाओ तब मिलेगा. Uh, हाँ, तो मैं क्या बोल रही थी, सॉरी. यूजी, सो बट जब मेरा बैच, लाइक व्हेन वी एंटर्ड जापान, तो माय क्लोजेस्ट फ्रेंड्स जय एंड अनामिका, लाइक यू गाइस नो हर एज शिबुमिका, we posted a lot of videos. Like Anamika was so active and she posted a lot of videos about MEXT, and then Jay is also posting a lot of videos about MEXT. There are other creators, and तो भी information काफी हो चुका है. So like people got to know about MEXT already. So सब apply कर रहे हैं इसलिए. अरे भाई, my AH my ADHD is, is giving me a headache. पढ़ा नहीं जा रहा मेरे से. क्या 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 क्या? When will the application come? Application will come around end of March or first week of April. Um, uh, you have to get it signed by your class teacher or principal, but if you can also give your letter, like 2 letter of recommendation as well. So yeah. So is it hard to clear the first grade? So first grading consists of your application process that has your research plan and everything else, and your maths, and like you have to give your English and Japanese test, and then depends upon how many applicants are there. So it varies every year. And for the second screening is basically this the like after you get or finish your first screening, the second screening is about reaching out to professors, getting a university, getting letter of acceptance from university. You should get at least one letter of recommendation. You should get at least one letter of acceptance from at least one university, at max two. Yeah. तीन चार लाइव कर लो हो जाएगा, हाँ। इसलिए तो आई एम गोइंग टू डू वीकली लाइव नाउ, बिकॉज़ द थिंग इज़ कि मैंने आई हैव अ लॉट ऑफ वीडियोज़ जो मेरे डीजीआई में है। मैंने बहुत सारा कुछ-कुछ रिकॉर्ड किया था। बट आई एम इनफेमस फॉर जस्ट व्लॉगिंग बट नेवर पोस्टिंग बिकॉज़ आई डोंट हैव द टाइम टू एडिट। आई जस्ट कांट एडिट, मतलब टाइम ही नहीं मिलता। एक दिन मैं एडिट करने के लिए बैठी थी, कैपकट में मैंने डाला था एंड काफ़ी तक हद तक एडिट हो गया था एंड देन फोर्स क्लोज़ हो गया, सारा एडिट चला गया एंड दैट डे आई गिव अप। आई वाज़ लाइक आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू एडिट एनीमोर। So how do I keep this channel alive? I'll just come live. How did you know which university? So first of all, you need to choose the university depending upon what subject are you going to study. So and then you have to choose also which professor that you're looking for. So काफी चीजें, and also like whether I also looked at the factor that the city should not be too cold. Like I can't survive in like Hokkaido or something. I need a very normal temperature, like not too hot, not too cold. So for me, like Kansai was the best place. क्या कहाँ गया? You should, yeah, you should start preparing the documents now. Of course, the earlier the better. If I आप तीनों से ज़्यादा competition अकेले आदि भाई ने कर दिया। Adikun, I've met him. He lives very close to my house, just a TMI. But अभी पता नहीं कहाँ है वो. Like he's like missing. But I've met him, and I bumped into him at 7-Eleven, and he recognized me, and I recognized him. तो हम एक दो बार मिले हैं. But भाई उसकी तरह एडिटिंग तो हम कर ही नहीं सकते ना. He's like that's his major. Like that's what he's majoring in. I can't, like this is a side hustle. मैं नहीं कर सकती. If I get selected in MEXT, will I give an entrance exam for college and will I study Japanese? Yes, you will study Japanese language in the first year, and then you have to enter a college. If you're private minister, you can apply for scholarship. Yes, you can. Yes. Hi. Um, so if you're applying for PhD and the medium of instruction certificate from my present college is enough, yes, it's enough. To be honest, I didn't even have that. I just wrote that I completed my training, like I did 16 years of my studies in English. So yeah. दीदी written exam के preparation में time लगता है, इनको छोड़ के इनको मैं बैठ. Yes, हाँ, N4 थोड़ा मतलब मिक्स करने ट्राई करो. 13-14 घंटा N4 के लिए पढ़ने का जरूरत नहीं है, बिकॉज अगर रिटन एग्जाम क्लियर नहीं हुआ देन बहुत प्रॉब्लम होगा. सो टाइम डिवाइड करो. क्या है? ओके, गुड. नॉट गुड एट स्टडीज, कैन आई बी सेलेक्टेड? पढ़ाई का स्कॉलरशिप है और पढ़ाई में अच्छे नहीं होगे तो मैं कैसे बोल सकती हूँ यू विल बी सेलेक्टेड? ऐसी बातें करते हो यार. पढ़ाई में गुड नहीं हो तो गुड हो, और नहीं तो एटलीस्ट प्रिटेंड टू बी गुड इनफ. इटली में कंटेंट क्रिएटर बन जाऊंगा और आप लोगों से कंटेंट बनाऊंगा, मजा आएगा। हाँ ठीक है, बन जाओ। After getting MEXT scholarship, do we have to give another entrance for doing masters in after so the MEXT scholarship, after you get into the MEXT scholarship, after you get the MEXT scholarship and you enter and you have a professor, you enter into a university, you enter as a research student. Either you give an entrance exam before getting the letter of acceptance, or if you enter, you have to be a research student for 6 months and then appear for the entrance exam of the of the department, which is pretty much easy. Okay. What's my core skills? Uh, this sounds like an interview. What's my core skills? My core skills is being inconsistent, jumping into too many projects and not being able to finish any of them. No, just kidding. So नहीं बताऊंगी मैं क्या ये question. I didn't expect that. uh, means मतलब क्या मैं cover कर सकता हूँ ये level? हाँ cover कर सकते हो. Sky is the limit. Do it. फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री मैथ्स पढ़ो अभी, एनसीईआरटी आरडी शर्मा करो. Principal aren't agree to write a reference letter, then get it from someone, some teacher who is from the school. Yeah, my core skill is opposite. That's not my core skill. That's one skill. My core skill is like I can perform in like under stress. I can stay up all night and work on my research and present something. Um, yeah, I'm super serious about what I try to do. Oh, that's a good question actually. You may be asked that question in interview. मुझसे नहीं पूछा, तुम पूछ सकता है. Animation career के बारे में कुछ बताइए. Animation career, I think you should ask Adi Kun. I think he's doing great. I mean, there's a lot of scope if you want to come and do study animation here. Yeah, अच्छा, it's good. क्या है? Will they ask technical questions? Yeah, they may ask technical questions about your research plan. They asked one technical question from me. They'll ask you what is the like. See, the people who are taking your interview in the embassy, they are not people who are specialized in your subject, but they'll ask you a very general question, and you have to explain it to them in a very general form. Like for example, if they ask you like GIS, what's it like? What is like geospatial mapping or something very very trivial. You need to be able to explain that. दीदी वैसे written exam के center कहाँ पड़ता है? Written exam का center पता नहीं, depends on like if you're in like for UG अपने अपने like consulates decide certain centers जहाँ पे interview जहाँ पे written exam होता है. Usually दिल्ली में JNU में होता है. What are the unique things you should write in the LOR that guarantees like unique things you should write is that the letter of recommendation should be detailed. Like the person who's recommending you should really look like he's recommending you for real. So example, he should be like the letter of recommendation should have details about that you've been an overall student, like you've applied, you're good at academics, and you have great communication skills, interpersonal skills. You're very adaptable, very flexible to any environmental changes. You're good at working in a group. You have a knack for like Olympiads or something like that. ऐसा you should write something out of the box. भाई थक गए. Wouldn't it be easier if we shift comments from WhatsApp to Discord? It's easier. I know it's easier, but the thing is like mm, I haven't been using Discord for a very long time, and a lot of people who are from other countries, they don't have some people are not used to Discord. WhatsApp is something that's like used very commonly. So we started off as a WhatsApp group. but maybe we should consider that. Let's see. Yes, animation career arts background से हो सकता है, of course. um, दीदी क्या आप travel करते हो? हाँ, करती हूँ मैं travel a lot, not a lot, but like here and there. Have you ever been to Japan Foundation? Yeah, Japan Foundation in Delhi. Yes, I have. They all have like these events. They sometimes screen some Japanese movies, or they have like a like जो क्या बोलते हैं उसको? There's a library for manga. Like so, yeah, I have been there. हाँ, मेरी एज 22 पे रुक गई है. पढ़ के निकालना मुझे इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं लग रहा. हाँ, ठीक है, do whatever. Like if you think like you can get into N5 like in 30 days, do that. How much percentage? Yeah. LOR MEXT के website वाला use कर. So I had two LORs. I used the MEXT call. One I used the क्या बोलते हैं हिंदी इंग्लिश सब भूल गई मैं. Format for the MEXT scholarship जो letter of recommendation जो website पे है. I used that, and another one was like on the letter pad of like the professor who um, recommended me. What do you like most about Japan? I like my life in Japan. I don't know. I just like what I'm doing in Japan, like my research and just yeah. Like I like being independent, living my own life. Of course, I do miss my parents, but जब मैं अपने घर जाती हूँ तो after some time I feel like oh, I want to go back to my house in Japan. So that's all. How do I join the WhatsApp group? ठीक है, I'll send the link to join the WhatsApp group in the comment section after like a community post. I'll do that. Uh, no, you cannot get a letter of recommendation from your coaching because that is not your official uh, like your official institution where you are completing your 12th standard. So you should get it from your principal. My school is actually a dummy. Yeah, ये तो बोल. मैंने 30 डेज पे पढ़ के निकाला था इनको. हाँ, जो ऐसा सही लगे. 30 दिन में पढ़ के निकालना है, 30 दिन में पढ़ के निकालो. 15 दिन में करो, लेकिन रिटन एग्जाम क्लियर होना चाहिए. उसके लिए जितना दिन लगे यू टेक दैट. ठीक है, I don't know much about the teachers. So you don't need to know much about the teachers because like I understand like being in a dummy school, especially if you're in 11th and 12th standard. Um, so yeah, maybe you should meet the professor, go and meet the principal and just mention that you're applying for the scholarship and it is and that scholarship means a lot and it's a very prestigious scholarship, so you need a letter of recommendation. Like I mentioned, like get a draft, um, get take a draft and give it to the principal and just request करो कि भाई मेरा letter of recommendation भर दो. Maximum percentage of getting 100%. Minimum is like, well, I don't know, 60, 65, 70. You should be उतना तो होना ही चाहिए. If you will spam in my life, I will not read your comments. जो पढ़ रहे हो वो भी गलत पढ़ रहे हो, so please. मैं chat से निकाल दूंगी बाहर. Don't stop giving these stupid questions. Don't. What to write in the statement of purpose? Statement of purpose should be like, what is the topic? What, like, why do you want to time out? चलो ठीक है. Remove. अरे भाई. कैसे कैसे करते हैं? Hide the user. Okay. So statement of purpose would be basically something like the research plan. So you need to mention about like why, like what why would you want to apply? What is the topic that you want to study? Something like that. So it should be very detailed. So it's been एक घंटा हो गया है तो end this live. Certificate. Yeah, it should be Jay Japan. You should ask him his age. And to be honest, like asking age is not a very good it's not good manners. So um s- certificate of health should be in printed form. Please don't submit your x-ray. एक बंदे ने x-ray भेज दिया था embassy को. Don't do that. Can I use AI for writing? No, if you use AI for writing applications, it will be detected. Like you can take help, but in framing sentences, but please edit those sentences and make it your own. Don't just get it written by DeepSeek or like ChatGPT and submit it. ऐसे तो everybody can write good English. Don't do that. What is the rate of getting MEXT scholarship? It's very less. Like after like 1 year, like after all the screening and everything, in 1 year you there are 33 people, 33 to 35 people get selected every year, which includes UG, COT, STC, masters, like research student, masters, and PhD. If you have 80%, it's considered a good score. If you don't have 80%, like you can still submit like 75, 70, whatever, you can still submit. Okay. Ask questions about MEXT. I mean, like, age is just a number. Why would you want to know the age? I mean, we are young, we are healthy. That's it. Do international students struggle a lot? It depends on what they struggle with. Some people have issues with socializing and like like making friends because the culture is different. Japanese people are a bit shy, so yeah, we really need you guys to fill up the form or at least for review. Yeah, we'll try to. But whatever questions you have, you can just drop by every. Probably I would not be able to come live next week. I'm traveling, so maybe next time. But I'll be active. So whenever you can drop your questions also in the community post, I'll try to come back again. Thank you. How many can get idea? How much time does it take to read and learn Japanese? I mean, you can take Japanese language classes. I'm not very good at Japanese either. क्या जापान से ज़्यादा एक्सपेक्टेशंस रख सकते हैं? रख सकते हैं अगर डिपेंड करता है आपके एक्सपेक्टेशंस का लेवल क्या है और इस चीज़ में आप एक्सपेक्टेशंस रखते हैं. So depends on you. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye, guys. I will. Yeah. So wait. Let me just make a link and send it right now so that I don't forget. So just stay on the live so that you want the if you want the WhatsApp group link. कैसे बनाते हैं इसको? Uh, uh, okay, I'll just like I'll take some time to get the WhatsApp link, but I'll update the WhatsApp link on my Instagram or maybe in a community post here. So keep looking out for it. Mm, we can take novel ideas from AI, of course, but please write things by yourself. Bye, Danya. Can I still get to give mixology family? If you haven't given boards, you will only be able to like so if you apply क्या बोलते हैं? If you apply this year and you're giving boards next year, you can only enter in the fall semester. Yeah. How many students qualify for document screening? For document screening, I think like depends upon what is the quality of documents that they receive. So mostly, I think document screening qualification is higher. So maybe like 60% of them qualify, 60 to 50%. What do I need to do? Live streaming, please. Live streaming, create a YouTube channel, click on live and go live. Yeah, I'll try to do more lives. Yeah, okay. Chalo, bye bye. Take care. Enjoy. Good night. Oyasumi. Bye. Bye. Also, if you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe. If you still haven't subscribed, you can subscribe. Bye bye.